Don't let the fear stop you.
Yeah, so
Just do it. Hi, good day to you, viewer on the interweb. This is Chris at the Adventure People. I'm with...
Toby from the Adventure People as well.
And today we're talking about Colombia. Now, I don't know much about Colombia. Suffice to say, it's in South America. But apart from that, the extent of my knowledge, honestly, is probably from Narcos and coffee. And that's about it. You, Toby, though, are somewhat of an expert.
Yep, I've spent quite a few weeks in Colombia.
And modest. So, you spent time in Colombia. So I think you should lead the way on our overview of Colombia.
Yeah, sure. So Colombia is a huge country, obviously, right at the top of South America. There's lots of different parts to it. So you've got the northeast, which is the Caribbean coast.
Yep.
Lovely beaches, really warm weather.
Caribbean-y.
Yeah,
lovely.
Then you go deep into the country where you've got your jungle, and you've got your big coffee plantations and things like that.
There's one other thing I know about Colombia. Do you know how many species of reptiles there are?
Go on.
220. There are 5 very strong types of boa constrictor.
Oh.
There you go. If you're jungle trekking, look out for those. Anyway.
Yeah, you will see lots of snakes on trekking in the Lost City.
The Lost City Trek now.
Lost City Trek.
This is a popular trek.
Yep.
And now you've done this trek, and by all accounts, this trek is properly awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about that. You are in the jungle.
Yep.
And take it away.
Yeah, so it's similar to the Inca Trail in length. You spend, I think it's 5 days you spend there.
Yep.
Maybe 4. But it's a jungle. It's deep in the jungle. So you'll be trekking through like thick forest, lots of wildlife to see, lots of insects, lots of snakes and things like that.
Linda would hate it. Linda's our producer-director, and she hates sloths.
Yeah.
Are they Costa Rica though?
Yeah, we'll come back
to
about
them. Right.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But you sleep in hammocks the whole time. So there are bases set up along the way to the Lost City, and the base is just like bamboo shelter, and then hammocks with mosquito nets. So you just pick a hammock and camp for the night there. So
I've always wanted to do this. I'm particularly interested in nocturnal jungle life. Because you watch the David Attenborough documentaries and Steve Backshall and co, and Bear Grylls, and the jungle seems to come alive at night time. Is that true in your experience?
Yeah. Particularly with fireflies you'll see on the trek. So in the day it is very quiet. You'll hear obviously the raindrops if it's raining or the odd animal, but at night it's just insects galore. You just hear it's so loud, but in a nice way. It doesn't keep you awake or anything, but
I think it would.
Yeah. But the fireflies are incredible. So as soon as it gets to sort of dusk, you'll just see flashes of green, yellow, and orange everywhere. Especially in the camp, because they're really attracted to other lights.
Yeah.
I think it's other fireflies. So you'll be sleeping, and then you open your eyes, and there'll be a wall of fireflies in front of you, and they're so beautiful.
Wow. And what about other wildlife?
Snakes. Spiders.
But these aren't... Well, I'm painting a grim picture, but actually it's fine. They don't come up and sneak into your hammock or anything. They're just slithering around the floor and, I don't know, hunting probably.
Yeah, you'll rarely see them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Frogs, there are lots of big, massive frogs, like this big, huge ones. But they will come and jump on you, but obviously they just want to...
Hug you, yeah. I'm not too sure about the frogs. If I'm honest, I'm just thinking if I was a viewer, I'm not sure I'd be sold on this trip. You've got to really love wildlife.
Yes, you are immersed in the jungle.
So this is the thing, it's a jungle experience. Who was in your group?
So in my group it was a massive mixture. So I think there was about 10, 15 of us, and it was male, female, about 50-50 split. I was one of the youngest on the trip at the time, and then it went up to people in maybe their 40s.
Okay. Was it singles or couples, or what was the makeup?
It was a mix, yeah. I was there with a friend, and then there were some solo travellers, and then there were some couples, and then some friendship groups.
Great, okay. So a real mix.
Yeah, real mix, and the guides are incredible. So the guides will make sure everyone's okay. There'll be one at the front, one at the back of the group, so you can go as fast or as slow as you want to get to the next camp. And then when you get to camp, they'll cook you all your meals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you looked after.
Yeah, and this is an amazing thing as well. While you're trekking through the jungle there are people who still live there, indigenous people, tribes who still live there and still live in the same way they did hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So you'll go through these villages, and the guides obviously know them, they speak to them in their native language. So if you're lucky, you might get the chance to meet them, or at least just see their way of life, which is fascinating.
That's astonishing. Okay, so we've got in Colombia so far, it's a good list, there's only 2 items on it. The Caribbean beaches, that's good. And then jungle trekking to the Lost City. Just quickly, what is the Lost City?
Lost City, Ciudad Perdida, it's an old native ruin basically, much like Macchu Pichu. So it's high up in the jungle, not too high. But once you get to the top, you'll find a load of steps up to the peak of it, and then you're in this like a dome where you can see that there used to be lots of houses and temples, and then you get a view of the entire forest.
So the canopy, and wow,
unbelievable,
amazing. So that's highly recommended.
Yeah, one of the best things I ever did.
Okay, so that's the jungle tour on site. In fact, we'll link to the jungle tour on below, so look out for that. So we've got the Caribbean coast, we've got the jungle tour, we've got Lost City. You can do lots of coffee tours, I know this.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I did a coffee tour myself.
Right, okay.
So I went to a plantation just outside of Cali, which is at the south of Colombia.
I've heard of Cali from Narcos.
Yeah, so there are little villages outside, so we went to this little village, and you take a bike, you get a motorbike taxi up to this coffee plantation in the middle of the hills, and it's just, there's nothing there, it's just hills, and then the nearest neighbour will be maybe 2-3 miles away.
Wow.
But you get to spend the morning picking coffee beans, and then watching how they're made and helping them make them. A lot of the time they'll then prepare the food for you, and obviously fresh coffee.
Great.
Yeah, and then it's just a real rural, humble experience.
And did you spend any time in any cities while you were in Colombia? Medellin?
Yes, Medellin, Cartagena, and Bogota, and Cali, all amazing cities.
Okay, so you've got the mix of kind of local rural life and cities, and I guess everything you'd expect with a city. It's cash machines, bars and restaurants, just a normal city. I think the question we get asked most is it safe? And I think that's because of shows like, which I watch, and the extent of my knowledge is from like Narcos, and the tales of the cartels and drug barons, etc. And there's a leniency or a perception of it's potentially quite unsafe. What was your experience?
No, very, very safe. Never felt uneasy at one stage at all in Colombia. The people are incredible, very warm and welcoming. And you'll be in a group tour, so you'll have a local guide with local knowledge, speaks the local language, and he or she will be guiding you through it all. And you'll have the companionship of your other trekkers as well.
I think that's the key, isn't it? You're in a group and you're guided, so it makes the world of difference. So, other questions, I think, if I was going to go to Colombia, see if you can answer these. I think I've got 3. When would be the best time to visit Colombia, do you think?
Honestly, anytime. It's tropical. They don't really have seasons there. So whenever you go, it's going to be warm. It's probably going to be humid, especially if you go into the jungle. Yeah. But it's not too bad. It's not. It's okay temperature.
Okay. I don't speak Spanish. Right. Maybe a little bit, but badly anyway. Do you need to speak Spanish?
Nope. Your tour leader will be from Colombia. They'll speak fluent Spanish and fluent English, so if you ever need something translating, they'll be at hand to help.
Great. Makes life easy. And what about the food? I don't know anything about Colombian food. What should I expect?
It's quite varied actually. So the Caribbean coast, you'll have spicy fish and classic Caribbean dishes, and then when you go more inland, you get the more traditional ancient South American dishes. So a lot of rice, beans, and meats. Very good vegetarian options, especially on the coffee plantations.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, the food in Colombia is incredible.
Okay, that's good to know. Always a good thing. I don't think we've got anything left to say, do we, about Colombia?
No, it's just go for it. It's an amazing country.
Sounds like you could go more than once as well because of the size. Just quickly, before I forget, what did you think of Cartagena?
Lovely.
It's on the coast, right? The other coast, the west coast. Is that right?
Cartagena's the north.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, Cartagena. So I actually took a boat from Panama to Colombia, and we arrived in Cartagena. So if you're doing a bigger tour, what I'd highly recommend is include Panama, so you can get Central and South America in it, and you can take a boat from Cartagena to Panama, and it is incredible. You go through the San Blas Islands, which are just remote islands in the middle of nowhere, and you'll stay on a boat and you get to jump off, swim over to these islands. It's incredible.
Wow. Okay, so that's a hot tip. So please comment below with any questions. Please subscribe to our tiny little channel, and we've got links to the tours below as well, especially the Lost City tour which we were talking about, and any of the bigger tours which take in Central America. We'll do a couple of links to those as well. This is Toby. I'm Chris. If anyone wants to contact the business, Toby's been getting lots of fan mail, so if anyone wants to send me any, that'd be wonderful. But if not, that's fine. See you next time.
Bye bye.